Talking about the drought we're dealing with here in California, water hogs in San Diego, you will be fined $500 if you're caught wasting water. Will the desalination plant being built in Carlsbad make any sort of difference? We have Lambert, the CEO of IDE Americas here. That's the company behind the desalination plant. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate your time this morning.
Morning, Heather. Thanks for having me here.
As far as the desalination plant in Carlsbad, when is expected, when will it actually be up and running and open for service? It'll
be finished through construction almost the end of this year, and it takes a few months to commission it. We'll have water coming to San Diegans about this time next year, one year from now.
People have heard about the desalination plant. Can you just let people know exactly how this will work? Does it take ocean water and basically remove the salt and turn it into drinking water?
That's exactly right. Very simple process. We take water from the ocean, which has salt in it, and the process is designed to remove the salt. Once you've removed the salt, it's drinkable, tastes good. And it's a very simple filtration process, a staged filtration process using a technique called reverse osmosis, which is very common. Most of your audience will understand what that is, and that's exactly how this plant is done. 54 million gallons a day is the design of the plant, and the San Diego County Water Authority is the customer, and they'll buy all of the water that it produces.
So folks have a lot of questions about this. As far as the drought is concerned, we just don't have enough water, not only here in San Diego, in most of California. We buy our water from Northern California, essentially have it shipped down to us. Will this make a difference as far as bringing us more water, or is it just a drop in the bucket and we're really not going to see any relief from the drought?
It's a start point. We are in a drought. We've been in an 8-year drought. About a month ago, the governor declared a state of emergency in California. This plant represents about 10%, 7 to 10% of what San Diegans use today, and so it's a little more than a drop in the bucket. It's a start point, but the importance of it is it provides us with water security. This is a way for us to get off of imported water, to make sure that in future drought years we have a basis for recovering ourselves and having something that's secure just to San Diego County.
I may be looking too far into the future here, but is there a possibility that we could build some more of these plants and essentially not have to rely on importing water and not have to be concerned about a drought?
Absolutely, and it's worth commenting that in other countries around the world, desalination has been going on for about 50 years. In the Middle East, for example, about 80% of all the water comes from this very same technology. So looking forward, I anticipate that certainly in Southern California, for people who live along the coast, which is most or all of us, this desalination technology could demonstrate 50 to 70% of our water portfolio over decades ahead.
The cost. A lot of people say, let's talk about the costs. Hold on just for a second. Am I going to see my rates rise because we're having to use this plant in order to bring us the water?
It's a good question, and the San Diego County Water Authority actually did a study and estimated that the average homeowner of 4 would pay an additional $5 to $7 per month for this water to be included into their system. Now, that presumes that water prices stay fixed as they are today. Then the water that we buy from Northern California through the Metropolitan Water District, that water is not going to decrease in price, it's going to go up. And so eventually we anticipate that desalination becomes the cheaper source of water in the long run.
It's taken about 10 years to build this plant. If we wanted another plant, a few more plants, are we looking at an additional 10 years every time we want one or need one?
Very good question. The 10-year, it actually was about 13 years, and most of that was permitting processes to get the permits done, get the site located, get the financing in place, etc. Construction-wise, it's about a 30-month construction timetable, and as I said, we're about a year away from that. And you would anticipate that the next one would only take about 2 to 3 years to do.
Lambert, CEO of IDE Americas, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate what you guys are doing, at least a big step in the right direction.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Now,